So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So yes, this is the part 2 review of this 2022 Geely Emgrand. So few updates here and there. Well, just for the price. Formerly at my last review around March, this cost 908,000 pesos. Now with the price inflation, so on and so forth, this now costs 999,000 pesos. But still under the 1 million threshold price mark. So driving this way longer now. Also, well, thank you so much to Geely Fairview for making this review possible again. So I had this now almost the whole day now and I've learned a lot. So I'm just still here in the outskirts of the far side of Fairview to see what it's like driving this as a daily. So I've learned a lot more. Of course, driving it at highway speeds now and driving it here in the village. This particular demo unit is around almost 8,000 kilometers now. And the engine itself, it's still the Mitsubishi derived engine, a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. And I am very convinced now to get one as for my replacement or a second car, whatever. But there's so much to talk about, and yeah, without further ado, let's go for a drive. So back here in the interior of the Geely Emgrand, it's so good to be back here. Probably as well one of the best interiors in its segment. Although the driving dynamics, yeah, it's not the sportiest one, but I would definitely buy one, hands down, for its comfort. It is literally one of the best insulated cars in its class. And as well the best NVH. I'm a Dumbo, I forgot natin na manual. Anyway, so driving this now at highway speeds, even for a longer time now, I am very surprised. Yeah, the engine will scream a lot. However, the CVT has a manual mode, which is really helpful for me. And then here, like over massive humps. Although you have to be careful at really steep humps because yeah, it still kind of scrapes the hump. Few more pointers here. Right, just in normal mode, drive mode, and then the driving mode in comfort, and then the driving dynamics of this. Like what I said, if you want a full walk around in-depth tour of the interior and more of highway driving the first time, link of that will be in the description down below. So driving it way longer than the part 1 video, I noticed that the CVT is not like a conventional automatic transmission. So here I'll just go for a stop, and then I'll let go on the brake. I'm in drive, look, it won't lunge forward. So kind of mimics a mix of an automatic and a manual transmission vehicle, which is really good. And then as well, like I said before, hands down the best comfort in its class. I would buy one definitely for its comfort alone. And then another thing with the driving modes, I didn't even mention this in the first time since I was doing a 0 to 100 test of it. The driving modes, Eco, Sport, and Comfort, it's not just the transmission that changes, it is actually as well the steering. So there's just little differences between from Eco, Sport, and Comfort. Comfort, for me, the best one. Eco, for me, just being honest, is just a little bit too light. Sport, of course, you know me, the steering weight's up, better feedback with the steering. Again, the handling, not the best in its class, however, it is still really solid. And then I finally got to sit there in the back as well. Yeah, my mom will definitely love this. So kind of thinking now if I get this as a second car for a daily, because in general I do want a comfortable car and an automatic car, not gonna lie, because traffic now is getting heavier now than usual. And driving as well around potholes in Commonwealth, since we're still recovering from a storm, it handled them with absolute ease. Yeah, you can hear a bit of suspension thuds here and there, but it's basically like every other subcompact sedan in its class, I gotta say. And yeah, despite not being the best in driving dynamics, best in handling, so on and so forth, yet again, I will commend this for having the best NVH, the best comfort, and the tech. So yeah, you still don't have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but you still have that, I forgot what it's called here. There, easy connection where you can plug your phone, either Apple or Android phones, which is helpful. I've yet to try that, but I'm not allowed to test that here with this particular demo unit. And what I like as well with the Emgrand, here in the interior, among one of the best, and like what I said in my part 1 review, the seats, this looks like the car from an AlphaTauri F1. And yeah, I did sit in the comfort variant of this. The fabric seats are much softer, but this one, longer journey, it's not bad. And surprisingly, even though I said this is not the sportiest one to drive in its class, there is so much bolstering with this. So as well, driving this in the twisties earlier, I enjoyed driving this. It's not too bad at all. And as well, the fuel economy, my total average for today is 14 liters per 100 kilometers. If not mistaken, that's 7 kilometers per liter, which is not bad. But at lighter paces, eco mode, just leave it in D, and light-footed for once, I managed to do 10 liters per 100 kilometers. That's really good. So at first I was skeptical that how come some of the car reviews were doing 10 kilometers per liter with this thing. Now I believe them. Makes you just not heavy-footed. And yeah, going back to the driving mode, well, let's go back to the transmission. I did notice the CVT is not among the best out there, but smack against the competition, it's right there in the middle. It's not the fastest responding one, nor it's the slowest. But for daily use, like here in going back here to Geely Fairview already, yeah, it does the job really well. I'm really happy for this as my second point A to B car. And why I'd want this over the competition? Because of its safety. Shout out to this person. Thank God you and your family are alright. This is among the safest in its class. That crash you see here in this pics happened at 80 kilometers per hour. And as you can see from the pics inside, is intact. No offense, if that was my car or any other Japanese brand, that would have been instantly demolished, or there's a crack now in the chassis. This one's built like a tank. So I gotta convince now my mother to get one of these. So what else to talk about this Geely Emgrand? If you wanna talk about reliability, I asked the people Geely Fairview, no issues, just simple oil changes, usual PMS. And like I said earlier, these units are already over 8,000 kilometers. Very reliable. Let's try it one more time. I'm just in comfort mode, by the way. If you remember from my part 1 review, this acceleration time is around at 12.6 seconds, but I think you can inch out like to 12.4 seconds if needed. So that concludes my review of this Emgrand Part 2. I'd like to thank again Geely Fairview and to Kim here beside me for assisting me in this review. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more Geely reviews. I do have a special walk around as well coming soon. Bye bye.